This is another lesson for the English language, and it is for the SPM Trial Examination for the year 2020. This is for paper 1 and it is on directed writing. The discussion is going to be on the trial paper from Negeri Sembilan. This is the trial paper. And then we are doing paper 1. The code is 1119/1 and we are discussing directed writing. So let's look at the question. It is section A. Marks 35, time suggested 45 minutes. You were involved in a local community project called Clear the Air, Get on Board. The objective of the project was to encourage people to use public transportation. You have decided to write an article about the project for your school Nature Club bulletin. Use the notes below to write your article. Information about the project, where it was, when it was, who organized it. Benefits: raise awareness, decrease traffic jams, save costs, and give one more benefit. Activities: give details for each activity. Distributing brochures, free bus and train rides, lucky draw, give one more activity. And for the conclusion, your best memory of the project. What would you do to improve the project next year? It is better for you to write down all the content points, C1 to C12 on your exam paper. So C1 is where it was, C2 when it was, C3 who organized it. So where, when and who, they are information about the project. Okay, C4 raise awareness, C5 decrease traffic jams, C6 save costs, C7 one more benefit. So all these are benefits of the project. And then C8 distributing brochures, C9 free bus and train rides, C10 lucky draw, C11 one more activity. And then these are the types of activity. And then the next one, C12 best memory of the project. And then C13 what would you do to improve the project next year. So these two are for the conclusion. When writing the article, you must use appropriate format, provide a title and give your name as a writer. Develop all the points given. Give your own ideas when needed. Note: for your article, you will receive up to 15 marks for the format and content points and up to 20 marks for the quality of your writing. So the format for the first one is title and the second one is the name of the writer. So here we have format 2 and then content points 13. Now let's look at the format for article. First, you must have the title. Example, local community project, clean the air, get on board. And then you need to have name of the writer by Afika Abu. Next, we have the introduction. The introduction here, you have to write what, where, and when. So on the 30th of September 2020, I participated in a local community project. And then you can continue the rest of the sentences. Okay, after that, the second paragraph will be the content. You can use from content 4 until 13. So maybe you can separate them into a few paragraphs. Okay, so there will be a few paragraphs here for your content points. And then lastly is your conclusion, which is the last paragraph. And then you have to write 2 content points for your conclusion. So let's look at paragraph 1. We are writing C1, C2 and C3. Where it was, when it was, and who organized it. So example, where you can write a venue, maybe Seremban Mall. When, the date, like last Sunday, last week, or on Friday 17th October 2020. And who? You can say the organizer, okay, is the Seremban Town Council. Let's look at paragraph 1, which is the introduction. So first we have an example. The Seremban Town Council organized a local community project, Clear the Air, Get on Board, on the 17th of October 2020. It was held at Seremban Mall. Okay, number 2. Last week on the 17th of October, I participated in a local community project. It is called Clear the Air, Get on Board. The venue for the project was Seremban Mall. The organizer was the Seremban Town Council. The next one. Last Saturday, I was involved in a local community project, Clear the Air, Get on Board, which was organized by the Seremban Town Council. The event took place at Seremban Mall. Now moving on, let's look at paragraph 2. We are using content 4, raise awareness, and content 5, decrease traffic jams. Okay, let's look at the first example. The objective of the project was to encourage people to use public transportation. The project aimed to raise awareness on the importance of using public transportation such as buses and trains to commute daily. Raising awareness makes people conscious about the advantages of public transportation. This topic or issue becomes more visible within our community. When more people use public transportation, there will be a decrease of traffic jams, especially in the town of Seremban. Traffic congestions on our roads, especially on the byways and expressways, are a common sight. Even in housing estates, one encounters traffic congestion or slowdown, and thus a trip to the local store located just minutes from the house can take up to half an hour due to this. In addition, congestion also leads to other problems such as road rage, road bullies, and fatal accidents. So let's look at the vocabulary. Commute is a verb. It means to travel some distance between one's house and place of work on a regular basis. Commute is also a noun. It can mean a journey that someone does regularly from home to work. Commuter is also a noun. It is for someone who regularly travels between work and home. Conscious is an adjective. To notice that a particular thing or person exists or is present. And traffic jams can also be replaced with traffic congestions. Here's another example for paragraph 2. The objective of the project was to encourage people to use public transportation. The first benefit was to raise awareness about the importance of using public transportation, such as buses and trains, to commute daily. Public transportation provides people with mobility and access to employment, community resources, medical care, recreational opportunities, and many more. It benefits those who choose to ride as well as those who have no other choice but to rely on public transportation. There will be a decrease of traffic jams, especially in the town of Seremban, when more people use public transportation. Public transport frees the road space of the city. In addition, it reduces traffic congestions, which make the city an unattractive place to live and work. Given the ongoing urbanization and increasing demand for mobility in big cities, traffic congestions in all the cities will continue to grow unless we change the approach to mobility. So let's look at another vocabulary. The word mobility is a noun and it means the ability to move freely or to be easily moved. And then we also have urbanization, which is also a noun. It is a process by which more and more people leave the countryside to live in cities. For paragraph 3, the contents are C6, save cost, and C7, one more benefit. So let's look at the example. Taking public transport is definitely more economical than driving your own car. You can save costs when you buy weekly or monthly passes for the train or bus. These passes will give you a discount on each trip. There are also reward programs such as student or employee discounts. For example, students who commute using the LRT get 20% discounts. Furthermore, public transportation is extremely eco-friendly. One of the major negative effects on global warming is obviously the increase in the use of private cars. If we want to conserve the environment for future generations, it is better to use public transportation more often. So let's look at the vocabulary. Conserve is a verb. It means to keep and protect something from damage, change, or waste. And eco-friendly is an adjective, which means least possible damage to the environment. Another example for paragraph 3 is when you use public transportation, you're able to save costs. The cost of operating a small car, including fuel, maintenance, and parking, can exceed the food budget of many families. For example, with your own car, you could spend about Rm50 a day for petrol, but by using public transport, you only spend Rm20 with special tickets for one day. Thus, you can save your money for other things. Furthermore, pollution can also be reduced by using public transportation. In general, exhaust smoke from vehicles like carbon monoxide can cause the ozone layer of the atmosphere to become thinner. Then this causes global warming. So let's look at the word exceed. Exceed means to be greater than a number or amount, or to go past an allowed limit. For paragraph 4, the contents are C8 distributing brochures and C9 free bus and train rides. During the project, I took part in the activities prepared by the organizer. First, we distributed brochures to the public. The brochures contain information on public transportation and its benefits. Those who volunteered were divided into several teams and we were assigned to specific locations around the town. Next, there were tickets for free bus and train rides too. 500 free tickets were given away to the public in the efforts to promote public transportation. These will open their eyes to the facts that our public transportation has made improvements like higher frequency and better ticketing system. The rides are also comfortable and smooth. Let's look at the vocabulary. Assign is a verb. It means to give a particular job or piece of work to someone. Volunteer is a verb. It means to offer to do something that you do not have to do, often without having been asked to do it and or without expecting payment. Volunteer is also a noun. It is a person who does something, especially helping other people, willingly and without being forced or picked to do it. And open someone's eyes to means to make someone realize something surprising or shocking that they had not known about or understood before. This is another example for paragraph 4. There were many activities during this event. First, there was the distribution of brochures by the volunteers. I also participated in this activity. The volunteers were assigned to hand out the brochures at several locations in Seremban. The brochures provided information about public transportation and its benefit. Then, at the entrance of the hall, there was a counter for free bus and train rides. The public could get a ticket each by registering there. The tickets could be used on any day within the month of October. This is a way to promote more people to use public transportation. For paragraph 5, the contents are C10 lucky draw and C11 one more activity. So there are two examples here. Let's look at the first one. Other activities in the event were a lucky draw and poster drawing contest for children. The lucky draws were sponsored by various companies. The top 3 walked away with smartphones. Meanwhile, the children were gathered in the town hall for the contest. Children ranging from 6 to 12 years old were eligible to participate. They drew posters on the theme public transport. prizes were later given to the best 10 posters. Another example, there were more activities in the event like lucky draw and poster drawing contests for children. Various companies sponsored the prizes for the draw. The 3 luckiest people walked away with smartphones. Meanwhile, the town hall was a venue for the contest. Children from the age of 6 to 12 years old were eligible to take part. The children had to draw posters on the theme public transport. Let's look at the vocabulary. Walk away with is to win a prize or competition very easily. Eligible is an adjective. It means having the necessary qualities or satisfying the necessary conditions. And take part, you can replace it with participate. Now we are looking at paragraph 6, which is the conclusion. So you're writing content 12, best memory of the project, and content 13, what would you do to improve the project next year? So this is an example. In a nutshell, my best memory for the project was volunteering to distribute the brochures. I was given a short briefing on what to say as I distributed the brochures. I learned the proper ways to approach and interact with the public. It was indeed a great learning experience. If I were given the opportunity to improve the project next year, my suggestion is to increase media coverage to promote the project on television, radio, and newspapers. This will ensure higher number of participants. So let's look at the vocabulary. In a nutshell, it is to indicate that you are saying something in a very brief way using few words. Interact is a verb. It means to communicate with or react to. And coverage is a noun, which means the reporting of a particular important event or subject. This is another example of the conclusion. In conclusion, my best memory for the project was when I had volunteered to distribute the brochures. The committee in charge of the activity gave a short briefing on how to distribute the brochures properly and greet the public. It was fun making friends with the committee members as they were very friendly and kind. My suggestions to improve the project next year is there should be more publicity on the project on the radio, television, and newspapers. And it should start as early as a month before the event. We have just finished a discussion on the SPM trial paper for the year 2020, and just now we look at the paper from Negeri Sembilan, which is paper 1, and we did directed writing. So thank you for watching this video, and then don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It is called Educator OmniTube. So I'm Madam Gan signing off. Bye bye.